Hello, everyone. I would like to play a minute of this video. It's called Social Impact of Blair White versus Jessica Yaniv. This is by Pierre XO. I'm taking my time to enunciate his last name because somebody made a comment on the last video that I did exposing Pierre. Let's be perfectly clear. Let's stop the lying. I didn't say that Pierre is a tranny. He looks like a guy to me. A guy putting on makeup, a guy putting on lipstick, a guy who is, his tactic of promoting transgenderism here is the way he dresses. And some of you may disagree on that. Okay, that's fine. But I'll play for you his own words, what he said. And this is going to go on my secondary channel, given that YouTube has banned me from YouTube because of because I exposed George Floyd and Derek on police brutality, as the whole thing is fake, is programming people to fight against each other. One race, black people fighting against white people, and people being dumb enough or being mentally lazy enough to keep going with the narrative. Pierre XO isn't. What were the words that I used in the last video? That Pierre XO is here to not support. It wasn't the word support. What was it? Support? Promote. Yes, to promote the transgenderism. And I never said. Okay, I never said that he is a tranny. So those of you who think that, well, at least one of you accused me of that. No, he looks like a guy. He looks like a guy who puts on makeup and his lips indicated, and his eyes. He dresses the way he wants to dress, but it's indicative of his support for the community. That's what I said. Well, I didn't say all of those words, but that's what I implied. And I'll play for you what he said. That he supports them. Support, promoting, top synonyms.
All you need to be literally unacceptable just a few months ago. And then that raises the question, how much of our ideologies and beliefs, how much of that is actually even set in stone in the first place? If we can quickly switch those things around as we are now, where are our principles even based in the first place? And a society without principles is bound to collapse. But in the end, no matter what group you're in, we can't allow group ideology to override our basic human principles and decency.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
What do you think about all this?
Sounds good.
Me, Pierre XO, your multi-dimensional fuckboy. Get that though.
Fuckboy, huh? Now, I guess I gotta go back a little bit because I was hoping. It's not pausing. 1 second, people. Okay, let's pause this.
What now?
Hoping for the cops.
Okay.
LGBTQ and the trans community, and pretty much a lot.
I want to go back to where
it comes to oversubscribing to a group identity.
Okay, let's go back a little more because I want him to talk
clinically as
where
everybody's willing to latch on to practically.
I want to go to where he said he supports them. He tells them he tells us that he. Okay, his own words. We're nowadays. Okay, let's start there.
Anything that gives them a sense of belonging and worth, whether it be your favorite baseball, football team, whatever, right or left political party you want to join, whatever. minority ethnic group that you want to praise or the majority group that you want to keep, pure. It doesn't really matter what it is. We're practically latching on to almost anything we can to determine what group we belong to. However, there is a very real danger when it comes to oversubscribing to a group identity.
I agree.
The group claims to be oppressed. Because by allowing the power to be held by a group who claims to be oppressed, it can have some very serious repercussions.
Like transgenderism?
The actual foundation of what that group tends to maintain. And Blair White...
True. A group that claims to be oppressed, like trannies, which you support.
She is aware of this, which is why she decides to call out people within her trans community that overstep their boundaries. In fact, she was actually quite angry and furious at the fact that no one in the trans community was willing to call out Yaniv's psychopathic behaviors.
It should be part of your job as an activist.
And as much as we need group identity and community in our lives, we also have to question where our values and morals come from. We still have to maintain independent thought regardless of what
our values and morals come from the mainstream media. Because we aren't listening to our souls, the light inside. It's not that difficult.
Group thinks. Because when chaos enters a society, a subculture, or a community, such as this particular situation, the entire community has to reconsider their fundamental principles. Because now, after this entire situation, questions like these come up. What does it mean to be trans? How much of it is physical? Can anyone claim that they are? And what proves that they are?
Here comes...
to represent the community. And should we give more slack to the oppressed? And how much? And what does it even mean to be oppressed? And I'm personally an advocate for the LGBTQ and the...
Okay. Isn't that what I said in the last video? And I'm personally an advocate for the LGBTQ community. And he's going to say, let me go back a little bit, for an oppressed group. Oppressed by whom? It's a hype. It's a hype by the media. Okay, the mutilation of your body. What is he supporting? The mutilation of your body? Supporting people mutilating the body and they're regretting it? Most people regret it. Okay, that's how you know it's mutilation, because heavy drugs, street drugs, I'm not talking about traditional medicine, has to be used in order to undergo these operations. So you're supporting something that's not good, something that lowers, that does not bring you up, that does not help you ascend. How is that not promoting it and making videos about these people? And then saying you're supporting it. Why are people like attacking me? They're attacking me because I have something valid to say. You know what? I'm going to explore this Pierre XO a little more. And I'm going to put it on my secondary channel. And all those haters, bring it on, bitch. Bring it on.
Proves that they are. Who is allowed to represent the community? And should we give more slack to the oppressed? And how much? And what does it even mean to be oppressed? And I'm personally an advocate for the LGBTQ and the trans community and pretty much a lot of marginalized groups. However, we need to ask these difficult questions in...
Oh, it's interesting how he squeezed in the word marginalized. Okay, he's an advocate. He is a supporter, promoter, marginalized group. So what with like the trans community, black people, the Native Americans, is that what you mean by marginalized groups? Because it's not the same. The mutilation of your body, the changing of your structure, physical structure, the supporting of that isn't something that helps you to ascend. So how is that? And you dress like, I mean, lipstick? I mean, people are allowed to dress the way they want, but my first sense was that this is something off about this guy. That he's doing this. I'm probably getting paid to do this. My opinion, but it's also an intuitive thing that I felt. That's why I did the video, because I felt comfortable enough with my intuition. Let's play that again, where he says it.
Lead advocate for the LGBTQ and the trans community and pretty much a lot of marginalized groups. However, we need to ask these difficult questions in order to strengthen these communities. And we have to be careful to not base all...
So you're telling me this guy is not like promoting transgenderism? And when he's telling you right here, please tell me. Tell me he's not. Lie to me and tell me he's not. A lot of what he says, his videos are actually quite good. But if I point out that this guy's an advocate, my only mistake is not putting in enough information. At some point, you think that people are, well, don't make any assumptions. Now, the last video that I did, that I did today, was I went back to my other computer, so there weren't any problems. So I guess I have to make videos using. Well, I have to upload. Excuse me. I have to use the other computer to make videos and upload them on the secondary channel until my strike is over. And I guess I have to either avoid that channel or because I don't really know why that video bothered YouTube so much. All I did was say that. So you can't, like there's cycles. YouTube is psychotic. So, and their day will come.
We have to be careful to not base all of the basic principles and foundations on something so subjective. And we need to try to be as objective as possible. And after this situation had occurred, I noticed that the entire power dynamic had switched.
Okay. That's all I wanted to point out. The name of this particular video that he made is The Social Impact of Blair White versus Jessica Yaniv. And the keywords are LGBTQ, trans rights. Tell me he's not supporting it. He wrote it in. Trans rights, Blair White. Anyway, those of you who wanted more information, there you have it. Triple Cross out.